Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make some polymer clay pastries, such as these ones shown here. To make this you will need polymer clay in the colors tan, red, and dark blue. I got the dark blue color by mixing blue and black clay together, and then also putting in a little bit of purple. Just mix it so that you can get the color of a blueberry. You're also going to need a dotting tool, a blade of some sort, some Fimo cane slices. They look like this. You can get these off of eBay or Amazon. You're going to need some translucent liquid Sculpey to represent the frosting or the topping on top of the pastry. You're going to need glaze and a brush so that when you're done making your creation, you can make it shiny. And the brush is to apply the glaze. You're also going to need soft pastels as well as a brush to add some shading to your pastry. Starting off with your tan polymer clay, go ahead and roll it into a sphere. Then roll it out into a log. Flatten the top and flatten the sides. And just kind of try to form it into a rectangular shape. If you've made one before and you want to have the same kind of dimensions, just use the other one that you have for reference. So as you can see, mine is a lot larger, and you want to make it a lot larger than you want your final product to be, because you will be cutting away at the clay to get the perfect rectangular shape. So keep forming it until you're happy with the shape. Taking your blade, go ahead and cut the sides of the piece so that you have that perfect rectangular shape. So I cut off one side, and here's what I have left over, and you can just put that off to the side. Then I'm going to cut it again. So cut all the 4 edges of it. Now the shape may not be perfect now, so what you're going to do is kind of round the edges so it looks a little bit more natural. And as you can see, the bottom is slightly slanted, so I'm just going to fix that with my fingers. If you feel the need, you can also use your blade to cut off even more clay. So once you've done that, now it's time to start texturing our clay. So as you can see in this one that I have already made, there are little ridges in the clay to kind of represent like the flaky layers of a pastry. So all that I'm going to do with my dotting tool is create little wavy lines in the clay. So just go up and down and up and down, and then start another row. Just do that on all 4 of the sides, but you don't have to do it on the top and the bottom. Taking your orange, brown, and gold pastels and your brush, go ahead and start loading up your brush with the different colors, and then gently brush them onto your creation. Be careful not to apply too much or too little. just enough so it has a little bit of color, but it isn't totally shaded. Apply more shading to the bottom than you did on the sides. Sometimes I'll even just rub it on the surface of the soft pastel. It looks a lot more realistic if the bottom has more color. And then you can just apply a little bit on the top. To create the frosting, go ahead and take your translucent liquid Sculpey and pour a little bit onto a sheet. Then go ahead and take a toothpick as well as a blade and scrape off the colors of soft pastel that you want your icing to be. So in my case, I want it to be blue. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape some blue soft pastels as well as some purple to represent some sort of blueberry frosting. So it's a little bit different than the one I did before, but it's the same process. So go ahead and scrape your first color, then scrape your second color. Then go ahead and take your toothpick and mix it together. To create your frosting. If you want to adjust your color, just add the soft pastel colors that you want to change it. Spread the frosting onto your charm. So I'm just kind of holding it and I'm applying the frosting to the top. You want to try and get all four corners. And you probably will get some on your hands. So make sure you wash them before moving on to the next step. To make the blueberries, go ahead and take your dark blue piece of clay and break off a section of it. Roll that section into a sphere. Take your dotting tool and create a little dent in the clay. And then from that dent, take your needle tool and create 4 little lines going out of the hole. So forming a plus sign shape. So here's one line, here's another line, here's another line, and here's another line. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but basically you're just taking a piece of clay, rolling it into a sphere, and then making little lines coming out of the dent that you make in the center of the sphere. So you're going to go ahead and apply that to your pastry. And you're going to go ahead and keep doing that until you have as many blueberries as you'd like. I added some more berries onto the pastry using the same steps that I did for the blueberries. Dip your toothpick in a little bit of TLS and then use your toothpick to grab your strawberries. These are the female cane slices, and put those onto your pastry. So you can use your hand for this part and just stick it on top of your pastry like that. And then go ahead and put the second one. And what I'll do usually is just put it in front or behind the one that I just put. And then you can kind of reposition the slices using your toothpick again. If you have one in front of the other, it looks a lot more interesting. Then if the frosting got a little bit changed, you can go ahead and fix that. And then once you've done that, then your pastry is finished. Bake your clay creations according to the instructions on your clay packages using the lowest temperature and the shortest baking time. Then once it's cooled, go ahead and glaze your charms. And then once you've done that, then you're finished. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys!